and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all really well. I hope you're having a really nice day. So today's video includes 3 new air fryer recipes that you can make right at home in your air fryer. So having an air fryer makes life so much easier. It cooks food incredibly fast and it always turns out absolutely delicious. So I own the Ninja Dual Zone air fryer, which comes with 2 baskets. I have had it for a few months now and I absolutely love it. So for today's recipes, I will link all the ingredients and measurements down in the description box below, so be sure to check it out if you want to follow along with any of these recipes. And if you do enjoy this video and any of my other videos, please subscribe to my channel so you can follow along with any future content that I share. And let's get straight into today's recipes. So the first recipe I'm sharing today is some lasagna. So what I'm going to do is I've chopped up 1 large onion and I'm popping that into a pan which is sprayed with some oil. And then I've got around 350 grams of lamb mince, and I'm also adding 2 green chillies. Now you want to cook this until it has browned and the onions are slightly soft. And now I'm just going to season with some herbs and spices. I will be leaving the list of ingredients down below in the description box, so please check that if you want to see what I'm adding. I also added in some of this spice mix. It just gives it a really nice taste. And then I'm just going to stir everything together before adding in a cup of peppers and a cup of mushrooms. I just use frozen. I make sure that I keep some in the freezer at all times. I'm now adding in a stock cube, giving everything a stir, and then I'm going to go in with some tomato puree. So I'm just squeezing that directly into the pan and giving that a mix around. And then I'm also going to add in 1 carton of passata. And then I also just added a touch of water to the can and just added that to the pan as well. Now give everything a really good mix, stir it well, and then simmer this for around 30 to 40 minutes. So while that is simmering away, I'm just going to make a start on the white sauce. So I've just added in 50 grams of butter to a saucepan. I've also added in 50 grams of plain flour, and I'm going to whisk these 2 ingredients together until it forms a paste. And then gradually I'm going to be adding in 150 ml of whole milk. You can add a little bit more or less depending on the consistency. Now just give that a really good stir and wait for it to thicken. Once it starts to look like this, you want to turn the heat off and just let this cool slightly. I'm now going to prep the lasagna. So I've got an oven-proof dish that fits in the air fryer, and I'm going to layer the very bottom with some of my mince mixture. You don't need too much at the very bottom, and then take in some lasagna sheets. So I like to break up the lasagna sheet to fit my dish. Then I've topped with some of that white sauce we just made, and then I'm just going to repeat the process until I'm at the very top. So you want to make sure at the very top you just have a layer of the mince mixture, and then we are going to top with some cheese. I like to use mozzarella and cheddar, but you can use any cheese of your choice. And now I'm just going to cover this with some foil. Because we're cooking this in the air fryer, we don't want the top to burn. So I'm going to be cooking this for 25 minutes, and I'm going to cook it at 180 degrees Celsius. Once the air fryer is done, you want to remove the foil from the lasagna and pop it back into the air fryer. So I'm going to pop this back in at 200 degrees Celsius, and you want to cook this between 5 and 7 minutes. I picked 7 minutes. I like the top really well done and crispy, but you can cook for a little less if you like. And here it is. My lasagna is out of the air fryer. It's beautiful and golden brown on the outside. So I just transferred it onto a plate once it had cooled just slightly, and there you can see it's cooked to perfection. So recipe number 2 is this delicious gooey brownie. So I'm just starting off with some unsalted butter. I've got 100 grams, and I've also got 100 grams of dark chocolate chips. You want to pop them into the microwave in 30-second bursts until the chocolate has nicely melted like this. I'm now just transferring this into a large mixing bowl. Make sure you get every bit out, and then I'm going to add in some brown sugar and some vanilla extract. Now just give these ingredients a really good mix. Make sure you mix for around 30 seconds to make sure everything is well combined. Once it is, you want to add in an egg. Now give this a really good whisk, just mix it really well until this is really nice and smooth. And then we're going to go in with our dry ingredients. So I've got some flour, some cocoa powder, a pinch of salt, and I'm going to stir all the ingredients together until this starts to come together. So after stirring for a little while, your brownie batter will start to come together and start to look like this. And at this point you can add in your chocolate chunks and just fold them in like this. And now you want to transfer this batter into an oven-proof dish that's lined with some parchment paper, and then just smooth over the top of the brownie mixture. Now we are ready to transfer this directly into the air fryer basket. So I chose the bake option for this, and the temperature I cooked at was 180 degrees Celsius, and I cooked this brownie for 20 minutes. So once my air fryer went off, I checked on the brownie, I did the toothpick test, and mine was a little too runny in the middle. So I decided to pop it back in on the bake option again at 180 degrees Celsius for a further 3 minutes. 3 minutes later, my brownie was cooked to perfection. So I just removed it from the air fryer basket and I let it cool for around 30 to 40 minutes. If you cut into it while it's hot, it will fall apart. So once it had cooled and come to room temperature, I cut into it, and just look at this brownie. It is so gooey inside. All the chocolate chunks had melted beautifully. It's honestly so delicious, so please try it. And the final recipe for today is a crunch wrap. This is such a delicious meal. So I'm just starting by spraying my pan with some oil. I'm adding in some onions, and I'm also adding in some lamb mince. That's my choice of meat. You can use whatever meat you prefer. So I'm just going to brown this off along with the onions for a few minutes. I'm then adding a whole packet of taco seasoning. This seasoning is just so flavorful, I really like it. Then I added in some crushed chilies because I like a little bit of spice. Then I'm going in with a can of taco mixed beans. You can get so many variations of these. And then I just added around half a can of water, gave everything a really good mix, and then just season with some salt. Just taste it and see how much you would like. And then you just want to simmer this for around 30 minutes. Once your mince is fully cooked, you can start to assemble your crunch wrap. So I'm just going to add some Greek yogurt to the wrap. You can add sour cream, but I didn't have any, but this works fine. I'm then going in with some lettuce and then my lamb mince mixture. Then I add on some cheddar cheese along with some red onions. And now I'm just going to tuck in all the edges like this. So just keep going until everything is nice and sealed and it's like a little parcel. Now you want to pop directly into your air fryer basket and spray with a little bit of spray oil, and then this is ready to go into the air fryer. So I cooked at 170 degrees Celsius for only 4 minutes. Once the 4 minutes are up, you just want to turn the crunch wrap over and cook for a further 3 minutes. And once it's done, it will be nice and crispy on the outside, and it should be nice and gooey on the inside. As you can see, all the ingredients have just merged together. Honestly, a crunch wrap is one of my favorite meals to have. It's super delicious, so please try it. So there you have it. They were the recipes for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed them. They were all super delicious, so try them. You will not regret it. And if you are a newbie to having an air fryer, do not worry. Honestly, you will get used to it and you will start cooking the most delicious meals. So I hope you really enjoyed today's video. I will see you next time, so take care until then. Bye guys.